Good evening students, welcome to the next class. Last class we have seen about Arduino IDE. Now we will talk about sensors. Sensors are very important and critical aspect of Internet of Things. Sensors are the one which takes the real-time ground information to the Internet of Things ecosystem. It is very important. So what is the sensor? If you take the human example, we are also having the senses, right? We can see, seeing is a sense, somebody touching you, so that is another sense, and your body temperature, all those things we are having the senses, so that has to be measured. Similarly, in case of the things also, we have to measure what is their condition, current condition we have to measure, so that is where the sensors help. So getting the value of the sensors is very important in the Internet of Things. In this class we will talk about different types of sensors. The type 1 sensor is known as digital sensor, so which will give the output in digital format. The next one is analog sensor, which will give the value in analog format. But if you see, most of the microcontrollers will be able to support it, or you can use ADC, analog to digital converters, to that. If you talk about analog sensors, Arduino board has 6 analog pins. Similarly, if you talk about digital, we are having 14 pins in the Arduino board. Now let me talk about different types of sensors here. So if you see, in the industrial case, we have multiple sensors: temperature sensor, pressure sensor, carbon dioxide sensor, humidity sensor, carbon monoxide sensor, nitrogen sensor, humidity sensor, distance sensors, ultrasonic sensor. If you talk about other side, that sound, microphone, video, all those things are known as sensors. So this is getting the value from them and connecting to the Internet of the system and analyzing them. This is what forms whole Internet of Things. So if you talk about temperature sensor, this is how it looks like. So this is temperature sensor. Similarly, there are vibration sensors. You can measure what are the different values. Now let me explain the temperature sensor, which is known as temperature sensor. Okay, if you see, this is known as LM35. It will have 3 legs. One is power, analog and ground. So this analog pin is inserted to the A1 or A2 analog pins, and you will get the value. Okay, so this we will connect to the board and get the value. So now I will invite one of the students to explain the program. Instead of I explain, I will ask one of the students. Srivarsha, can you please explain the program?
This is the program, but for the better view of it, we can view it in the PowerPoint presentation. This is the program for the temperature sensor. So first, the float variable, the temperature value, is assigned as 0. Then the baud rate is set as 9600. So under the void loop, we are reading the pin, analog pin number 2. That is where we are inserting the analog sensor. So we are reading that analog pin number 2, and then that value is assigned to the variable sensor value. But the value which will be shown in the serial monitor is temperature value. The temperature value is equal to sensor value into 0.33. This 0.33 is the coefficient of the is a coefficient with which we multiply for the temperature to be shown. Then this value will be shown in the serial monitor with the command serial.println, and this will be each value will be delayed by 1 second, that is shown by 1000 milliseconds in this program.
Thank you, Srivarsha. That is good explanation. Now I will invite Anchita to explain the circuit diagram.
This is the temperature sensor LM35. It has 3 legs, the positive leg, the ground pin and the analog pin. Actually, this will be connected to the Arduino board with wires. But in the Arduino board, which is a type of the Arduino board, they have put the sensor interface so that we can directly connect the temperature sensor to this. So we connect all these to the appropriate places. But if you see, the ground pin is a pin away from the other 2 pins. So we have bent it. Then we will upload the program into the board. For the temperature to be sensor to be tested, we can place a finger on the sensor. If this happens, the temperature will increase by 1 or 2 degrees.
Thank you, Anchita. So like you mentioned, if you see, when you are pressing the finger on top of the temperature sensor and hold it for a minute, the temperature of value 24 may increase to 25 or 26 based on your body temperature. So that is the test condition for this use case. Similarly, we can have other sensors also, but the procedure or the connection will remain the same. You will get the value and assign to the variable that is known as the reference value. That reference value we can get from the sensor manuals. You multiply by that reference value to get the actual voltage relationship. So next class we will see about temperature sensor we covered in this class. Next class we will see about ultrasonic sensor which measures the distance. Thank you.